Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexander Howell, and this video it's rambly. It's going to be a little bit rambly, and I know that that's going to sound a little crazy to you. Some of you have already clicked off of it because you have commented in my previous YouTube videos about how I kind of ramble on a bit. This one, though, there's a point to it, and that is it's a little bit train of thought. When we took the trip to Merida earlier this year, between late February and late March in 2020, it changed my entire dynamic about how I was thinking about life in general. And so in this video, basically what I tried to do was give you a picture of what the situation was before, the reason we went, what happened when we came back, and how that has changed my mindset from what it was before. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to just give you a little bit of a buffer here. My name is Alexander Howell. Please feel free to visit me at alexanderhowell.com. Send me an email at alexander@alexanderhowell.com. Follow me on social media. Instagram always has the pictures from Mexico, at least the Mexico house, and as we update, but at Alexander from KC on any social media, Twitter and otherwise. If you want to follow me professionally at LinkedIn, Alexander L. Howell is where I'm at there. Outside of that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the little notification bell, and that will let you know anytime that I go live. I hope you enjoy this rambly video. Let's just roll it. Let's just keep going. So welcome to December 2020. It's been a year, right? Yeah, it's been there. About this time last year, and probably a little bit before then, my wife and I kind of looked at each other, and we had a situation where my oldest was, at the time, we were thinking he would probably be going into kindergarten the next year. And we thought all we've wanted to do for several years is figure out a sabbatical, a time where we can take a month off and work remotely and take our entire family somewhere and just make it an amazing trip. And so we looked into Cartagena, we looked into Costa Rica, we looked into Nicaragua, we looked into Nicaragua. That was weird. We looked into Nicaragua. We looked at all these different places, and we ended up kind of just looking in Mexico because our thought was we can get our family there. It's close to the US. We're in Kansas City. We're in the heartland. It's not a bad trip. So we looked at Cancun. We looked at Puerto Vallarta. We looked at all areas. Cabo, Playa del Carmen, Cozumel. And then we saw a couple of blogs that talked about this amazing place called Merida and thought, well, let's look into that. And we almost immediately fell in love with it. I mean, it was literally the night that we found out about Merida, we were there. It wasn't even a question. That was what we were doing. There was no questions asked. We were going. And so we looked up a bunch of different places. After a couple of days, we found the place that we wanted to stay in. We invited my parents, my wife's parents, her in-law, like all the family was invited. And so we had this great trip planned. And this was pre-COVID. And then we left, and COVID was this minor little thing. And then by the time we came back, COVID was this big thing where the entire world was on lockdown. And we just happened to get like the last flight out. And then we had to lock ourselves down for several weeks, which we did. But the month that we spent in Merida and its surrounding beach towns, I really do believe changed the course of our lives forever. And so that's why this video means a lot to me, because I don't just want to reflect on Merida being great, because I've done that in so many other videos, but Merida in 2020 not only was an amazing trip, it really changed, I think, the course of my family's life. Like, we have been talking pretty consistently about how do we get down there? Once our house is done, and it's going to take a while, we have an amazing architect in Henry Ponce, who, if you don't follow my Instagram at Alexander from KC, please either visit it or follow it, because you're going to continuously get amazing updates about our property. And there are already pictures on there that show at least a couple of views of what's about to happen to our place. But we looked at what we have the potential to do. We looked at our current situation, and we thought, this is the second safest city in the entire continent of North America. The only one that ever comes in above it is Quebec City. When you think about raising children, I have two. Obviously, I think I've already talked about them in this video, and I've definitely talked about them in the past videos. But you think about raising children, you want them in a safe environment. This is the second safest city in North America. You think about education. There are amazing educational programs throughout this entire city, not just city proper, but outside of it. It does draw one into thinking about what the possibilities are if you're not in your current stable situation. I mean, this is going to sound dumb, but watch any House Hunters International episode and they have kids and they're all happy. They're on the beach. They're doing that kind of thing. They're in a different city. They're in a different place and they're learning new languages. And it's amazing. I'm not saying that I'm drawn into that as somebody who goes, that's really great. Let's do it. But the idea behind a multicultural experience is kind of interesting. I think it might be a good thing. On the other hand, it not only changed the situation of what we might do now, it also changed what we may do in the future. My wife and I have always thought that we're going to have a home base, and it's going to be probably at our lake home in Missouri, and then we're going to go to a bunch of different places. And I don't think that's going to change, but the home destination might be split between our home at the lake in Missouri and our home in Merida. For the simple fact that the weather is amazing there almost all the time. Now, some people complain about the heat. I've already done videos on that. But our home at the lake also gets really hot. It also gets really cold. It's about blending those two. And we've had to think about that a lot because it's not something that we thought we would have to question in the past. So all of these different scenarios, you know, from raising our kids and where should we raise our kids? And is this the best place or is different area the best place? We're kind of fighting in our head what to do. But the most positive situation in this whole scheme is that it makes us question what our current thought processes are. And I know that might sound a little trivial to some, but before we went to Merida, we had all kinds of thoughts. We're going to do this. We're going to follow our plan. We're going to blah, 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 blah. The moment that we went there, the moment that we spent time there, the moment that we saw the people there, the moment that we enjoyed 1 month of life there, we recognized that this could be potentially better than anything that we've dealt with. From where we are now to anywhere that we've been. It honestly felt like home. And what I will leave you with is this. And it's so minor, and I know that this is just kind of a vomit of words, and I apologize for that. Most of my videos, I hope, at least seem like they're a little bit cohesive in nature. But this is one that I'm trying to tie together the entirety of the year that we've had, that my family has had in 2020. And that is this. When the entire world was on fire, I went back to the month there. And it wasn't being in Tahiti and in, a beautiful palatial place. It wasn't staying in a penthouse in Las Vegas and thinking this is the life. This was a situation where I thought everything that we did, we made our own breakfast. A lot of times we made our own lunches. Most of the time we made our own dinners. We didn't go out for every meal. We didn't go crazy on expenses. We didn't go to clubs all the time. It wasn't anything. We didn't even go to clubs. I don't even know why I said all the time. We didn't have a lifestyle for a month that was extravagant. We had a life. And it felt amazing. And that's how Merida changed my 2020. I know a lot of people have had a terrible go of this year. I know a lot of people have had the worst year of their life. I know some people have had a strange year. I know a lot of people make fun of this year because of just how crazy it was. And I understand all of that. But for this video, for this particular circumstance, and as much of a random, almost rant as this must be, I can tell you first and foremost, as somebody from Kansas City, Missouri, who has never left living in the state of Missouri, ever, and who loves Siena and who's loved Costa Rica and who's been not all around the world, I won't claim that, but who's been in many different places. Merida's changed my view about what I want to do in the future. And I don't know if there's any better compliment I could ever pay it. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay, so we got through it. Sorry, I'm sure 100% that I rambled, and I apologize for that. Several of you have commented on the fact that all I do is I had 3 words for everyone that I need, but that's just me. And this especially was definitely a conversation that I wanted to have because I just wanted to get it off my chest about why 2020 was bad in so many ways. But that one trip, that 1 month trip to Merida made it's so amazing for me and for my family. So thank you so much for watching this video. And also, just by the way, and I know most of you have done it, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit that little notification bell. It helps the algorithm, and also it helps you just know anytime that I go live on YouTube, whether I'm streaming or whether a new video comes out. You can also feel free to visit me on social media at Alexander from KC. That's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. That's where the Merida pictures are, and I'm about to upload some new ones. So at Alexander from KC on Instagram. Feel free to visit my website, alexanderhowell.com. Feel free all the time to email me, alexander@alexanderhowell.com. I try to answer 100% of my emails. If it didn't get through, send me another email, because it's just that I missed it. It wasn't that I was trying to avoid you. So thank you all so much for watching this video. And again, and as always, peace.